is the next step here. Rephrasing the issue. What actually is happening and what do you want instead? So you need to be very clear about it. So for example, every time your guest comes in and your dog jumps, if you're always focusing about your dog is jumping, your dog is jumping, your dog is jumping whenever a guest comes, but then you're not focusing enough on what you want your dog to do instead. Maybe if you want your dog to sit, maybe if you want your dog to stand. Stand is something that we completely lose focus out of. I mean, the dog before jumping, thanks to gravity, is standing on his forepaws. And that is something we just miss out on. And we want our dogs to go in a sit or a down. Can we ask our dog to stand? Do dogs know how to stand? I mean, do they associate the word stand? No, they don't, because we don't focus on it very efficiently and effectively. So every time I have a guest on my door, can I ask my dog to stand, sit, settle, maybe jump onto a chair if he's fond of jumping, maybe get onto a mat, maybe fetch a toy or something else except jumping, right? So the main focus should be, I do not want my dog to stop from doing something. No is not a behavior. No, yelling no, stop. What do you want your dog to do instead? Focus on that instead and teach that. Second step is management. Can you have your dog on a leash? Or maybe if you can greet your guest outside the house, so he's not pumped that enough, so he doesn't get a chance to jump. Or maybe if he's on a leash, or if he's in a crate, or if he is in another room while the guest is just entering. So you stop the rehearsal of that jumping behavior, because practice makes perfect, right? I mean, practice, rehearsal of any behavior, what you're talking about, unwanted behavior, anything as per our convenience. So that is what builds the behavior, because you're letting your dog practice, and then you're figuring, oh, my dog is still doing that, right? Third most important point here is that you train the behavior, desired behavior that you want instead. And you train that when you don't need it, right? Train it when you don't need it. You train it beforehand, and then you practice. And then when an actual guest comes, you reinforce what you want.